Hey, what's up, everyone? So, I want to do a video about methadone, um, and not Suboxone or Kratom or anything like that. So, the first thing that I want to say is that I'm not trying to demonize methadone users, right? A lot of people will say that methadone saved my life, it helped me stabilize, and all that stuff. And I agree. I think that those who choose to go the methadone route as a stability factor, they are really showing themselves to want to combat addiction. And I think that it does serve a purpose, and that it's an important part of those who are addicted to substances and stuff like that. I do think that Suboxone is better because it blocks illicit drugs and stuff like that with naloxone, but methadone does have its place. The only thing that I want to do is I want to open up a dialogue, right? And I'm under no disillusionment that this is going to get more dislikes than likes, because a lot of people, there was one person that even said that, how dare you, you're screwing with my life by talking bad about methadone, and it saved my life, and you're a piece of crap, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is I think we should have a conversation with all of us and saying that there are some bad things about methadone that we should really consider. The first thing is, like, clinics. Clinics have a lot of power, and we all know that this is big pharma. A lot of clinics can say, "Oh, you have to do this, this, and this if you want, if you want to continue your methadone treatment." And a lot of people will say, "Screw it, I'll just do it," right? But in this world, this increasing, not to be conspiratorial, but in this world today, there's a lot of problems with that idea of just going along with what big pharma or a clinic, especially a clinic who is just out there to make money for profit, right? There are clinics out there that are just for profit. One tried to get me back on methadone a couple times. One of the big things that I want to talk about is what happens when you get injured. So I had pancreatitis, one of the most painful things that a human can experience, right? And when I was on methadone didn't help my pain at all. But when they were giving me pain medication, they were giving me Percocet, 10 milligrams every 4 hours, and Dilaudid every 2 hours. That didn't help my pain at all, because my tolerance had been so high up from the methadone. And now 13 months later, 2 weeks ago, I was at the ER for pancreatitis again. And they gave me 5 milligrams of Percocet, took away my pain totally, right? And that's because the methadone had gotten out of my system, and my tolerance is a lot lower now. What happens when somebody who is on methadone gets into a serious car accident, injury, something like that? It's scary, because these pain medications, your tolerance. Now, a lot of people will take heroin or all that stuff and use methadone to stop their withdrawal symptoms. But those who take pain medications while they're on methadone take it like 60, 70 milligrams. They take a lot of it at once to break through that methadone barrier, right? But the problem is, these doctors, if you are in pain, they can only legally give you so much, and they won't be able to give you enough to actually make an effect to help your pain. Sorry if I'm breathing hard, but I'm still dealing with pancreatitis right now. I just felt like this needed to be said. But anyways, third thing, another thing that's controversial. Methadone exposes you to those who are not really trying to get help. Now, I'm not saying it's you. I'm not saying everybody know. I'm not saying it's happened at every clinic, but there definitely is people who go to methadone clinics, and they're there not only to get methadone for their withdrawal, but also they want to establish connections. Like they say, "Hey, call me if you want pain meds, if you want heroin, stuff like that." And a lot of these people are progressing their addiction. They're exacerbating their addiction instead of really helping to stop it. And I want people to think about this. Do you want to be on methadone for 30 years or for the rest of your life, especially if you're 20 or 30? Like I was 20. My doctor said, you know, there's no reason why we should take you off of it if it's stopping your cravings. Another thing, what happens if a traumatic event happens? Now, again, not being conspiratorial, not saying that the end world is going to end, but what if your clinic has a problem? What if suddenly they say, oh, you violated our terms of services, you can no longer be on it? What if a disaster happens and you can't get to your methadone clinic? What if everybody in America, for some reason, can't get to their methadone clinic? Not saying it will happen, but just imagine, just realize how really controlled people are by this medication. And basically, it's like Percocet, but stronger. Everyone was talking about the opioid epidemic, and they said it was because of pain. Well, they're giving people a medication that's arguably even stronger and lasts longer, but it's fully justified because they say it's to treat addiction, right? And so with that in mind, everybody says, oh, I can do it, there's no problem. And like I said, you know, I applaud those who try to get more stable and stuff, but what's the difference between this and Percocet? You know, I know it stabilizes people, but we have to be real with each other, you know. I got off methadone specifically so that if there was a problem, that they couldn't just cut me off, that I wasn't beholden to the clinics anymore. Well, I actually got off because I moved, but I didn't get back on because I didn't want to be beholden to the clinics anymore. So, but again, when does it end? And a lot of these clinics, they're doing it for profit, you know? I'm not trying to get people upset, and I'm not trying to take away people's ability to get help and get methadone. But what I'm saying is there's very little difference between this and what Big Pharma gave us 2 decades ago. A lot of people were on heroin because they were on the pills and all that stuff, because they had pain at one point or another. But this is just a way now for people to be on it, and they have a reasoning behind it. And a lot of people are making a lot of money off of this. So if you want, dislike this video. Like I said, I don't doubt that there are going to be people who are upset. But let's create an open forum and talk about this. And then to those who want to get off of it, let's try to help them. We're all addicts, and we're all trying to get help. Anyways, that's the video. I'll talk to you guys later.